Hello everyone. Oh, that's not as bright as it was when I first looked. Certainly now. There's always something, isn't there? When I go. Try that. No, not that. That. No. Don't know why it does that. No, I think this will be too bright. Oh yes, that's way too bright. But these are the things that are sent to try us, aren't they? No, that's not working. Don't know why that is. You will have to bear with me. Hey Jeff, how you doing? Yes, early morning. I failed to understand. Oh, that's doing it. Ah, yes, I do. Excuse me while I just get annoyed. I don't know why that's doing that. That is supposed to. I don't know. I don't really know. So I'm not going to bother. No, get off. So, David B, how you doing? So I was going to go live earlier, and then I didn't because I got my days mixed up, and I thought it was going to be Monday, and it's not. It's Sunday. So I thought I was going to tread on some people's toes, but there's no people's toes to tread on. So, all good. I can't get that. I can't get to my camo, which means I can't affect the way the picture looks, which is not good. But I'm sure you come to expect those things from me by now. I press that, and it makes no difference. That makes no difference either. Why is that there that I can't pull it back out? There we go. Nope. There we go. It's looking good now. Sorry about this. Just playing around. This is what you come to expect when I go live. Uh-oh, now I've lost me. I don't know. That's too much now, isn't it? Too wide. I don't know why I bothered. Hello, everybody. Going live, same time. Is he live? Thought you said next week. Oh, well, that's it then. I'm not live anymore. I only went live because I thought people were live, but if Ben's going live, then happy days. Hi, Richard. Hi, Zozo. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Frank. Is Ben really live? If Ben's live, I'm not going to be doing this. I was only going live because I thought, people weren't. And I was going to try and G Ben up to go live. If he's already live, then it doesn't matter. I am rubbish at doing this. So, quickly, wanted to talk about, why is that doing that? That never used to look like that. And maybe it does now. No, that's not what I want to do. I'm useless. So, Forrest said the kind of person he wanted to find a treasure chest is a redneck and 12 kids. And there's a reason why he said that. Not that, it was obvious, but there was a reason that it was said. I think he finished. What, Ben? What, and I missed it? He said he was going to post it. He said he was going to post it to let me know when it's going to go live, so I didn't wake up, wait up like an idiot, and he doesn't go live. I did not get a notification on the Warriors going live. No. Oh, and he didn't post it. Ben, if you're in chat, you let me down badly, man. So I've been waiting for Greg to go live. I've been waiting for Ben to go live. Howdy, Tim. And yes, the Blue Men group. Is Queen not a blue woman group? Yes, Queen's a blue woman. Too late for... Have I heard that before? Too late for oops. Yep, too late for oops. Finished early. 2 words not to live by. No, indeed not. I hope I've said hello to everyone. Good to see you, Richard. Don't know why you retracted whatever you retracted. So, I know that Frank did a video. I still don't get this, trying to prove that Forrest is a bad person thing because nobody wins. that just is beyond me. To have a solve where no one wins. As a solver, you won't win, and Forrest won't win if it's proven that Forrest is indeed a rogue, which I don't believe he is a rogue. But... So it's about words. Not to coin a phrase, it was about words. And Forrest would sow the seed in order that we understood what it was he was trying to say. And it's possible that at 2017 FENBOREE, Forrest brought the hat out. That's not possible because that happened. And there was a reason for that. Possibly. And maybe not the reason that we thought it was. Or maybe exactly the reason that we thought it was. If it's made to happen the way it's supposed to be, it's possible that Forrest found a way for everyone to be a winner. That has to be a good thing. It really does. And, the Jack Stoof, I don't want to call it a saga, but it seems like it's a saga. And this was me trying to let Forrest make it happen. So many years ago now, I came to the conclusion that it didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter what anybody else did. It mattered what Forrest wanted from (1939). I said 2000 then. From then onwards, what would happen in the chase? Why the chase would exist? How it would come about was because of Forrest. And we were told, by the person, maybe Dickens and however else, that a higher hand. The book wrote itself as if it doesn't, I struggle. The poem, etc., etc. All of these things that we were told. must have a bearing on the story. That nobody seems to know, because Forrest says it's important to the story, and nobody seems to understand that when they talk about their souls. And they don't understand the few times, how many is a few? Several? More than one? Many more than one? The times that Forrest said, I'm leaving that for the finder, or it's up to the finder, or, it's to aid the finder, not the seeker. And in all of that, you would have to realize that if you don't understand any of that, it's not plausible that you did whatever was supposed to be done. Whoever you are, however you did it, it's not plausible that's the case. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but his real life was intertwined with some dark elements. Okay. Raised 8 kids, Kiwi's very close, but no cigar here. Kiwi been doing well as possible. Moon bow rising. Yeah, I think I put in the description moon on the Nile, which is actually death on the Nile, which could be murder on the Nile, which is exactly the same thing. And we have an Agatha Christie play, film, book, whatever, however that comes about. So in all of this, you had to be a detective. You had to try and, I wonder why it keeps changing. You had to be a detective. You had to work out, nothing's as it seems. So in a typical Agatha Christie piece of work, you would always be left wondering, like, oh, it's so and so. This is what it is, and then it changes, and you're like, oh no, it's them, and then it changes, and you're just not quite sure what really is the plot, what really is going on. You think you have a grasp of everything, but only when it all comes together do you realise, well, hang on, what I thought it wasn't quite what I thought it was. And this person that didn't really have much to do with it is probably more important than this person that had a lot to do with it. So she was pretty good at, keeping people on their toes and trying to not let you know what the plot is before, the end of the film, which is, very good. And, some would say that Forrest, I've got 2 more video to, yeah, I'm not too concerned, Trent. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind, them coming, but I don't know if it has too much. Hey, MJ, how you doing? Could you not see? I don't know how to take that because it's dark. So could you not see? Mixed 8-2 step 3 half B and 2. Wow. That is. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Because it's raining at Borders. I can see clearly. Others seem to be blinded by the lights. Mine were all but one step, one bio. Oh, detergent. Agatha Christie, Death of Denial was her best. Yes, Death of Denial. Which is pretty much what I put in chat. Not in chat, in the screenshot, whatever it's called, title page. So I put Moon on the Nile. And actually, it's Murder on the Nile. But actually, it's Death on the Nile. So if you saw any of those and thought you were buying 3 different things, you're actually not. It's actually the same thing. She just called it by 3 different names. So if you thought you're going to get 3 different versions of the same thing, no, 3 different versions of something different, you won't. You're going to get 3 versions of the same thing. Maybe slightly different, a play, a book, a film, whatever. but it's exactly the same. Now, imagine you were on a treasure hunt and you had to give the answer. If you gave the answer death on the Nile, it would be incorrect, even though you have the right information. And if you gave the answer murder on the Nile, it would be incorrect, even though you believe it was correct 100%. You'd be like, yeah, it's definitely this, it's definitely this. Well, this is the answer they want. And some will say, no, it's not. The answer is not murder on the Nile. The answer is death on the Nile. And there will be a to and fro as to who's correct. And then someone would come along with the correct answer and say, you're all wrong. It's moon on the Nile. That was the answer that was needed. Even though, technically, everybody is right or everybody is wrong and nobody's right, as the song goes. So, take the chest and leave my bones. If you've been wise and found the stone, so was Forrest romancing the stone? Is there a reason for that? Is there a reason why we are searchers? How do you get from your beginning to begin it where warm waters halt? How do you realise that where you're starting may not be in the right place? Drove my Chevy to the Nile, but the Nile was dry. Actually, it's the Euphrates, isn't it? There's some biblical stuff going on about the Euphrates at the moment. Wrapped up like a douche in the middle of the night. Oh, that took a while for that to sink in. I just realised Davey said that, didn't he? I thought it was a bag. I thought it was a douche. A deuce. A deuce or juice. A two or a dirt bag. Don't know. How's it going, Street? Anyway, sorry. I probably didn't say hello. I was too busy reflecting on reflecting. Wrapped up like a douche in the middle of the night. Oh, I thought it was Medusa. Madame Medusa. Kiwi high jockeys of humanity. Yeah, why'd you have such long names? Why can't you have a simple name like Mario? Like, I don't know, nobody's got a simple name. Kiwi, that's a simple name. Tis a two, wrapped up like a two in the middle of the night. A Chevy in Egypt would be a chase, because it would be Chevy Chase. Would be a rare sight. Greetings. It's good to be heard. I think that was a bit of a problem in the chase. Nobody was hearing anybody. So, to the Caliph, I am dirt, and to the dirt, I am Caliph. Not California. Definitely not California. Caliph. Everything that, not everything, I keep saying that, and then I realise that it's not everything that was said, is aimed at giving information. Information that wasn't necessarily wanted to be given. So information that the creator wanted to be given out, but was not going to say it himself. Or just putting the information out there, which may help with the burden. I don't know how it works. In the hope that it does get revealed or that it doesn't get revealed. But the action may have a healing effect. Knowledge No ledge. I have no knowledge. I am knowledge less. Haven't had any knowledge for 4 years. Just being imaginative. I could see a S10 riding the dunes with ease. I don't know how to take that. A size 10. Or know the ledge. Or know the ledger. Or my father, I mean. I prayed for these and no one listened. And then I cover Philadelphia with my thumb. I flew over all these places. My War for Me. If you do nothing else, read My War for Me. And I still can't think of what those things are called. So on that page that everyone keeps saying the bombs, Forrest did a video with Dale, and talked about these little things that flew out that would, like, the defense mechanism. So it's possible that those two things are part of the defense mechanisms that fell out of the plane or were dropped out of the plane or whatever in order to defend the plane against a missile. So it could be those things and not a bomb, which, might have a meaning of its own. Wig, how you doing? Deuce Coupe, a car. He is singing about the motor being revved up. There you go. All of you that have been blinded, now Wig has enabled you to see. You say you want a revolution, another turn? I don't think, I don't know, maybe I deserve another turn. I think a few people deserve another turn. A ledger. A journal of sorts. Or seeded. $9. Hashtag $9. Hashtag 9. Hashtag 9. Wig 409. Revved up like a deuce in the middle of the night. Hey, Robbery G. How, Robert? How you doing? At least I'm not blocked on here. No, nobody's blocked on here apart from Smoking Joe. So, of all the solves that I did, and I did a lot, and I was talking to somebody, what was that solve that came up? I forgot about it. It came up with such a random, can't remember what it was. But I did the John Wayne Never Dies. And, oh God, I remembered it earlier and I forgot it now. First name that always comes to my head is Pinkerton, and I know it's not that. It's the Philmont Ranch. That's the word I keep forgetting. The Philmont Ranch, where they threw the shoes on top of whatever, which is obviously the Scouts. So, and John Wayne being a Scout, and many other famous people that we didn't know were Scouts. What was that? So, person's in chat, but I don't want to say they are and ask them what it is. A weird solve, just I can't remember what it was. But it's like they said something, and I was like, oh, I remember doing a solve about that. Exits. Oops, 1980s. Their entrances and their exits. Yes. So went through the bailout procedures. But the secret of that place came back to me. I've said all these things before. I'll just say them again, just as in case people didn't hear or didn't understand. Was it a secret that would help the chase have a trove? So is it, when did the chase become a thing? And when did the trove become a thing? And when did the two become a thing? I think, could do with understanding. I think the 1970s were very important. I don't know what the 1980s for. Great sounds in jazz, Zozo. Yeah, but I am trying to reduce my collection to cool rock and roll rarities. At about $18,000. I am at about $18,000 right now with about 850 entries. Wow, that's something. There are literally hundreds of souls in that poem. Souls or souls? Hundreds of souls in that poem. There could be hundreds of souls in there as well, but finding any of them would indicate you are right, but finding the correct soul is what was needed, just like he said. I like the way you did that, Davey. Just like he said. Landing a plane is considered a controlled crash, especially on Hebden Lake. Yes, like he said. I like the way he said that. Richard is very clever. Either controlled or uncontrolled, it's still considered grounded. Well, it's been naughty. Can you imagine that every time a plane comes in? You're grounded. You're grounded, you are. Why? What have I done? So I'm trying to work out if I've done all those things I said on the front. I can't remember what the title is. I do all this stuff and then I don't remember. I said to Davey, I said, I can't remember. Like Davey remembers dates and times and stuff. And I can't remember. I can't remember, like, when I started, how I can remember how or what, went along, but I couldn't remember at what month of what year, these things happened. Dave says stuff like, yeah, I remember it was such and such a day, such a year, and I'm thinking, such a month. And I'm thinking, I can't do that. I can't. I'd struggle to say, like, what happened last week. And I'm not just being funny. I would struggle to say what happened last week. What day last week. Physicals could ground pilots too. Yes, which is what Forrest said. He didn't want to tell them something for fear of being grounded. Especially if they lost their minds. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. I think most people will be grounded, as it were, whatever job they were in, if they lost their minds. Although, people in the thrill of the chase, we probably would have found it for them. So, because I would say that the mind is a treasure. And therefore, with all us treasure hunters, we should be able to find one. I don't think my mind is still working at full capacity, to be fair. So, whilst people said that, what was the show about? And Ben, why are you not in here if you did a show and you finished? Why did you not put it out? There's a lot of whys, actually. Like, why did Greg not go live with JCB on 5 channels along with Luli? Why has Ben not gone live? And only Street went live. I found a lot of lost mines in the chase. I'm selling them on eBay. You're not going to get much for them, Street, I don't think. Or their breaths. Well, it could have been worse. Could have been breasts. So Street's found a lot. Well, just thinking of my lot in life. Yes, there has been a lot of lost mines in the chase. That's probably a true statement. I don't know if we're really selling them on eBay, but the fact that there are a lot of lost mines is probably true, which is scary. For the low price of $999,999, that's the emergency services here. So you would get the emergency services if you're on $999. Although we have commandeered your 111. Don't know why. Probably too difficult to press 999 instead of 111. $9.99. I think you're overcharging, to be fair. If one of them was mine, that's way too much. Like 0.99 would be good. I would rather say 12 or 24. 24. I'll give you 24, like 24 karat gold. $9.99 in Britain is $4.11 in America. You're kidding? No, that can't be right. What's happened to your dollar? It was like, I don't know, three quarters. So the dollar was worth £0.75 of a pound, roughly. Now you're saying my pound is worth more than twice your dollar. $4.11, $8.22, 10. Hang on. They're both dollars. What are you trying to do with me here? Street, what are you trying to do to me? They're both dollars. $9.99 in Britain is $4.11 in America. I'm charging Britain $9.99. Oh, I see. You haven't actually. What's the word? As we see, you haven't converted. You haven't actually converted your dollars to pounds. You're just saying it's $9.99 in dollars and $4.11. Yeah, I think Davey would have said that. I'm surprised Davey didn't say that. I think Davey knows. Along with, is it 401 is wrong information on the website. So we have like a thing of the breaker, 10-4 codes because of the chase and some other American terms. You've been doing 50 million videos with information. Well, not 50 million. 49 million, roughly. of videos with information on. In fact, that could be. I wonder if that was it always 411. Is that the number that in the book Forrest would have said when he rang that old lady, the nice lady that passed away? Would it have been 411 then? 999 is emergency in Britain. Yeah, 999 is emergency in Britain. But like I say, we haven't took the 411, we took the 111 to be emergency. And did we take another one? Can't remember. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 000, nothing to see here. That's basically what you're saying, Davey. Nothing to see here. 0000000. 411 in information in America. Yeah, there's nothing to see here. Follow the 999 clues precisely. Whoops. Will lead to the end. So, excuse me. How could you look at that statement? There are 9 clues in my poem, if followed precisely. So does that mean 9 clues in the poem follow the word precisely will lead to the end of my rainbow and the treasure, which is 12 words. How do you learn those words? I know Forrest learned some words because he did fear, hate, ethics, blah, blah, blah. And he learnt them, which was better than all the diplomas, whatever, in Texas. But he had to thank THOR for that. It's like, what is it? Like, why is it everybody's missing? What are we missing? What is being said that we don't hear? And Street will say, I've just told you, 411 is information. Barney Rubble, Barney Fife, move along, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here, move along, move along. I've been watching them SNL clips. You call them something else. Snippets? Do you call them snippets? Which, leads me to stoof.com. Like, what are those snippets? And why hasn't it moved? And does it have to move? Like, could that be the last hint? Is that, does that get you outside of the room? Is it possible to know in the poem what those two were? What would have been nice, though, would have been if they flitted between the two. Because the first one didn't seem to be up any time at all. And the second one seems to be up forever. Like, is it a brave or is it a pirate? Or can a pirate be a brave? Or can a cowboy be a brave? And do crocodiles always eat people's hands? It's like, how does that work? Or do they not eat your hand if you don't make them mad until you cross the river? Dead Man Jones would know. I wonder. Oh, that's answering that question. I thought you'd already answered my question before I even said one. I wonder if Forrest is resting where he wanted to be. Now there's a statement. I wonder if Forrest is resting where he wanted to be. In the context of if it comes back and throw myself on the chest, blah, blah, blah. I wonder if Forrest is resting where he wanted to be. I don't answer that one. Maybe one clue would have been easier than 9. One clue being easier than 9. Yes, one clue would have been easier than 9. If you knew the one clue. Because having the one clue doesn't confirm the one clue. It would have to be nailed down still. So that would be 2 clues, technically. So you could have one clue, but that clue would not be nailed down, which is no different than the 9 clues that are not nailed down. So therefore, the second clue being nailed down could be the last clue. The last clue gives you the chest. Or there's a different way for it to be the last clue that gives you the chest. What? There's a big jump. Chomp, chomp. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? What's going on, kids? Oh, it's great to be called a kid. Thanks, mate. Love it. Love being called a kid. Mind you, to everybody, everybody's a kid to you, Trusted. That doesn't make me feel any better knowing that it was you that said kids. Like if Street had said kids, then it wouldn't be so bad. But, somebody as old as you calling people kids is probably, a regular thing. How do you do, mate? Are you okay? Busy in garden. Where did Israel come from? Well, I know where Israel came from, excuse me. Why was it stated in the chat? I don't know how we got that word. Street, I seen that. Where do we get the hammer? Don't know, but you can't touch this. It was under the cabin. I think the hammer's already been dropped because somebody dropped the ball, if that makes sense. So it seems somebody dropped the ball and that allowed for a free pass. One clue, I hid a valuable treasure chest. Good luck. You don't know how much of a clue that is that you just said there. Greetings. Good, I'm glad you are. Hey, Mary, what's your game? Can anybody play? Yeah, I understand, Mary. You're okay. It's quite a good name, that is actually. Like, Mary. Israel comes from the Bible, Marianne. I know, but I know that. I'm wondering why it was stated in there. I must have missed something to just see Israel stuck in chat. Yes, I fully know what Israel is. And I fully, well, I say fully, the pact that the Bible that you people say don't exist and doesn't mean nothing. It's written by a man and it's all bull. The pact that Revelations talks about those 4 countries attacking Israel, well, they just joined together. So it won't be long, I don't suppose, before they decide to attack Israel. Another fact from Revelations. The 4 men of the apocalypse, they're up in the heavens. Oh, wasn't it? There will be signs in the heavens and on the earth. Man-made hurricanes happening. All we need now, which is not far away, is a eruption. And we will be waiting for those. We've already seen fires in the sky because 200 odd went over to Israel, then 100 something went over to Israel. You know, those fires in the sky that have been talked about in the Bible, that could be part of it too. Scary when you think about it. A rerun. Uh-oh, I missed the first part. Fist bump. A bump. Oh, ain't gonna bump no more with no big fat woman. Nukem. Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem. I'm doing a trio. Bump, 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 bump. Duke, that is. I got the Duke. The Duke Nukem. I had them comics. There was a lot of comics. I can't remember what it was now. Viz. Duke Nukem. Was it Duke Nukem? And Dread. I think there's another one in there. It was a weird one. I can't remember what it's called now. I think they were the comics. A long time ago. Well, what about Final Countdown? Can't we have some of that? Oh, Eruption. Richard, what do you want? Peace? Pineapple pie of peace. That's not fun. That's not fun. Funny at street, and that is so hard to replicate, huh? Freedom. Yeah, I think who was that? Freedom. Is it my mate Robbie? Robbie Williams actually lives, or did live, about 10 miles away from where I am, maybe a bit more. From where I used to live, not far at all. Not far at all. And you wouldn't think, it's not, an expensive place. MJ, is the moon out? Not over the Nile. You're the best ever. Django. What a film that was. Django. Jopa. Bojangles. Haven't heard that in ages. We had a nightclub called Bojangles. Quite good. Yes, the smell of freedom was too much to resist. Slip out the window, down the fire escape. I wonder if there was a reason for that. I wonder if there was a reason that Forrest said about the rust stain on someone's pants, and that people would know by the rust stain. Kind of makes you wonder. Why wonder? Steelers over the Jets in the mid 23 to 15. So it's the score's 23 to 15. You're midway through the third. Blah blah. at third and down. Jets ball in moving downfield with your backfield in motion. I'm gonna have to penalize you. Woo. I don't know what that means, Street. Was an emergency. OT was an emergency. What does that mean? OT. Overtime? Once upon a while? There is one thing about the Beanie Babies of the Mideast. They actually believe they are the world's superior people and hate everyone else to death. Wow. Wow. That's weird. A slide of sorts. Yes, only one that knew the sliding trick. So move those words along, please. Nothing to see here. Hence the fire escape. Yes, my eyes are open. It's just my eyelids are shut. I don't suspect anything. A rusty key. Yes, with. Actually, when you think about it, there's quite a few things in the chest, but they didn't seem to appear in the chest at the same time. That's weird. I put an IOU in the chest, but I took it out because I didn't think my bank would still be there. Is that because of time? Is that because the banks are going to go bankrupt? Is that because there's a nuclear war and, no one's going to be around anyway? Don't squeeze the chameleon. The moon is out and looking for trouble. Looking for trouble? Come to the right place. We can watch it together. Together. Here's Bob Sager's Shame on the Moon. Why shame on the moon? The moon's good. No shame on the moon. I've just been talking about the moon. Takes me back to an earlier time when I was in the chase and we were discussing Margaret Wise Brown. And good night, Mr. Moon. Good night, window. Good night, chair. She also did a book called It, Finding It. Those were the days. But I can't tell you when it was. I just know that I did it. Long, long time ago, it seems. Very long time ago, it seems. I can't think what that solve was. Somebody talked about something. I'm like, oh, I did a solve about that. I can't remember what it was. Can't remember what it was now. Q's CCR's Bad Moon Rising. Yes. Nutbush City Limits. Was that Ike and Tina or just Tina? I think it was Ike and Tina, wasn't it? Along with Proud Mary. Q's David Bowie's. No, you want David Bowie's Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. It's quite a clue, actually, that is. Commencing countdown, engines on. In more ways than one. Like, thinking about that kind of touches a few subjects. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. So why did we hear that Forrest went on a flight at night, didn't drink, didn't want to get in trouble with the doctors or whatever, was aware of the blink, told us that blood boiled at 49,000 feet or whatever, 50,000 feet, or had to fly at 49,000 feet, cover Philadelphia with his thumb, and it had to be up high, because how can you cover Philadelphia if you're not up high? Like, the lower down you are, the harder it would be to cover Philadelphia. So the higher up you are, the easier it would be to, well, probably cover up America. Yes, love me some Live Bullet. Top 10 fave. The whole album is so good. Douglas Preston is coming out. Yeah, I need to read all of that. I don't want to hear him coming out with a new book titled I read a book once. It should be a bestseller. Excuse me. I thought he should come out with a book saying, I offered a film once. It should be a best. So we're still unsure as to what happened there. Have this idea for a great film. I think it's possible to do a film about the chase, but I don't think it's possible to do a regular film, more an epic, a long. If you want to do the chase justice, you need to go back to the beginning. So the 1930s. Obviously, it would probably make sense to go all the way back to 1930 and explain the beginning. And then, I don't think it would be fair to just do flashbacks, like, and then something, and then go back to the present. I think it would have to be, from the very beginning. And then as we see the young boy grow up into a man and go to pilot training, radar training, that sort of thing. The whole added up to a whole load of nothing stuff. Then casting bronzes, joining Aerosmith, was it? Not Aerosmith. What was his name? What was the gallery person's name? Arrowhead. Oh, what was his name? Can't remember his name. Anyway, Forrest joined somebody in the gallery. So leaving the Air Force, casting bronzes, opening a gallery, or buying a gallery, or however that came about. I'm sure he was in partnership, it seemed, but. And then, obviously, the Jackie Kennedy and the Ronald Reagan getting stuck in the window. That's got to make it. Even though it wasn't Ronald Reagan, it was governor or somebody else. And it'd be nice to have the Elvis and Beowulf. They've disappeared. Nobody bothers talking about them. In there as well, with the governor talking and it coming behind him. That would be an interesting moment in the film. Up until the point, Forrest got cancer, and then I got cancer, and then Ralph Lauren. I wonder if he'd do a guest appearance in it. Ralph Lauren says, Forrest, sell me that headdress. No, not going to. You can't take it with you. Well, I'm not going then if I can't take it with me. Hi, imagination, how you doing? Who are you calling a redneck from the title, of course? I think I'm not calling anyone a redneck, but I believe there is a redneck involved in the Fenn timeline. So the Forrest Fenn timeline has maybe, possibly, and that's why Forrest made the statement. So I'm not calling anybody a redneck. There is no reference to anyone other than, maybe there's a reason why it was said by Forrest. Hey, Sophia. Hey there. Hey there, lonely girl, or lonely boy. Hey, So no, not calling anyone a redneck. Just merely pointing out that Forrest said it. And he said the kind of person who I'd like to find my treasure would be that person. And, possibly understandable why he said that. In recovery, like doing stuff on my do not do list. Do not do list. Life goes on. I get tired a lot, don't. Well, thoughts are with you, Sophia. Forrest left a note for Doug to be ready after his death. It had written on it, hide. Well, this was never about, I'm pretty certain there was this don't give it away, have to earn it attitude about the chase. Not going to be given away. You're going to have to earn it. Cool. I am okay with that. Carry on. Carry on, carry on. Yes, Richard, on the other side was written, turn over and read again. Well, that'd be funny. If it just went like that, turned over and then read it again. Wow, that's something. I'm not sure. I might be sure what you're saying, but I'm not sure if that was in reference to me or turn over and read again. Cool, I'm okay. Mr. Rutherford, please, how can you see him? I can't see him. This is scary. He can be seen through the screen. Lightly tan neck. Rednecks were cool miners, but terrible adults. Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, the English language. Oh, talking of rednecks, and there's one. Hi, redneck. How are you doing? It's not about you on the front screen, just in case, before you feel offended. Merely pointing out that Forrest said it, and there's a, possibly really a good reason why he said. That's the kind of person I want to find my treasure. Amazing when you capture somebody's attention, isn't it? I don't know, I never capture anybody's attention. Richard, welcome to the Pleasure Dome. No. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. No. Welcome to the Thunderdome. No. Welcome to the Trusted Living Cult. Oh, I was right, the Thunderdome. Please report to the clothing tent and get fitted with your sweatshirt. Oh, sweatsuit, not G-suit. That's the kind of person who did. That's the kind of person who did. Did. Is that the kind of person who did? Uh-oh. I don't know how to take that, because that's not what I was implying when I wrote it. I was implying it for some other reason. That's the kind of person who did. Welcome to the jungle. Yes. Is there fun and games? Well, yeah, I should have said that. You're too smart for me, Zazo. I should have said that. Welcome to the trusted living cult. Would have been better. Welcome to the jungle. Trusted hands out juice boxes. Well, as long as it's not his boxes or boxes, we're okay. Oh, that's a song. All eyes on us. All eyes on us. I think I did all the things out there. So there's a FENBOREE. Forrest tipped his hat. Why was that? There's a redneck and 12 kids. Why was that? There's a moon on the Nile, which could be death on the Nile, which could be murder on the Nile. Why is that? There were searchers, and Forrest seemed to be romancing the stone. Because he said, I wake up in the middle of the night feeling a little romantic. What? And I would go downstairs and, do the chase. What? What? You were feeling romantic. You didn't turn over and, hug Peggy. By feeling romantic, you got up, went downstairs and worked on the chase. No, can't see that. Unless it doesn't mean romantic. I don't think it does. I don't think it means romantic. Not in the way we see romantic. Great idea, Street. That last group that used this camp served Kool-Aid and quickly went out of business. That seems to be the case for pretty much everyone around the world now. It's a weird place to live in. Really weird. You haven't got long. You haven't got long now. You've got like 17 days, haven't you? 16 days. Not long at all. 9 days. 9 days. 9 days in this month. Wow, 14 days. 14 days. That came around quick. Quick. So, I was just thinking about this. Today, the Reverend who was at the service we were on came around to see how I was doing. And, we started talking, obviously, about religion. And me saying that, I believe that, God is one of us, created us in his own image. Just, all the way in the future, all the way in the past, existing everywhere, because in however many years' time, we're able to do it. The fact that, dinosaurs weren't around as long ago as we're being told. That men were around when dinosaurs were around. And these, like, there's cave paintings and all sorts of stuff. And the Sumerians and the flood. and that these people existed before the flood and after the flood, and the fact that you've got the ark with, animals 2 by 2, which could just be, DNA for all we know. But it came up that or the way I feel is people joke about the chicken and the egg. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? But that's not the question. Everything is an egg. Everything. Everything is an egg. We're eggs. That's how we start. We start as eggs. Which came first? Which came first? Now, if you want to say, I don't care how you say it, if you want to say that we evolved, which came first? At some point, there has to be an egg, and then there's us. Now, I don't think we evolved from anything. But even if we did, all of those eggs for all of those creatures had to evolve. Doesn't matter whether it's a snake or crocodile, eggs. It doesn't matter if it's a human being, eggs. It doesn't matter if it's a bird, eggs. It doesn't matter what it is, eggs. So when people just go, oh, what came first, chicken or the egg? That's funny. No, that's for everything. So this is what I was trying to say to the Reverend. It's like, it doesn't matter what your stance on religion or anything. The fact is, something was made. Has to be, so there has to be a creator. You don't just get eggs willy-nilly. If you want to believe that they're eggs and you want to believe that the world is so many billions of years old and dinosaurs are around and they got extinct, no. No. It didn't happen that way. The dinosaurs weren't around as long ago as people are saying. And if they were around as long ago as people are saying, then so were men, because they were drawing pictures of dinosaurs. On top of dinosaurs, riding dinosaurs, killing dinosaurs. So either man was around for billions of years, or dinosaurs weren't. One or the other. Oh, that was pretty smart. I used to sign, my friends that, Zozo. That's me in the middle there. And those are the walls on either side. And anybody that I signed that to was a pretty good friend of mine. All that is left is Netflix with no solver involved. And the family not giving clues or answers or location. Sounds like a dull end for sure. Have you seen any tie stick? Chickens gave birth to live babies and developed eggs later on to protect them. That doesn't answer the question. It doesn't answer the question. Everything comes from an egg. Where do all these eggs come from? It doesn't matter how it comes about. Where do they all come from? How? I can understand loads of different birds, all evolving into an eagle or an albatross or an emu or a dodo. It's just so not possible that birds, fish, mammals, reptiles, mosquitoes, whatever you want to say, all came about from a bit of goo, in some water somewhere. It's just no, I can't have it. More juice, anyone? Since I was in my teens and in Michigan. Yes, Richard, we ordered fruit from China and the Communist Party sent us juice boxes. They included in the bill of sale a note that said, in order to save costs, the party used Section 9 of a... I might go and watch this again and see how many times somebody says 9. Quotes up in smoke. This bud's for you. Isn't that how The Simpsons told us about the COVID in the Simpsons program? The Osaka flu from China. Answer, the chicken come first. Final answer, Alex. Right, go green. Go green. The chicken come first. Even if the chicken gave birth to live chickens. Chicken? What? How did the chicken get, even if the chicken gives birth to live chicken, how did it suddenly just appear as a chicken? And then someone say, well, it used to be a dove, and before that it was a robin, and before that it was a wren, and before that it was a whatever. And it kept until it became a chicken. And then that chicken went on to evolve into an eagle. And that eagle went on to evolve to an albatross. And that albatross went on to evolve to a phoenix. It's just crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy. Like the albatross evolved into a penguin. It's just crazy, crazy stuff. Stood there, buddy. Uh-oh. Missed it. You're going too quick now. Stood there, boldly sweating in the sun. Felt like a million. Felt like number one, the height of summer. I'd never felt that strong. Like a rock. Even Fred Flintstone rode a dinosaur. I was 18, didn't have a care, worked for peanuts, not a dime to spare, but I was lean and solid everywhere, like a rock. Solid as a rock. 99 red balloons. 9 loft balloons. 99 red balloons floating in the summer sky. Solid like a rock. Chicken pow wow. Not a K-Pro pow wow, but a chicken pow wow. Chicken pow wow, chicken pow wow. I wondered, hint of riches new and old, and yet the bronze beauty was of old only. Something did not make sense. The chicken is in the aardvark family. Where'd the aardvark come from? Dutch. It looks a very Dutch word. Aardvark. What's the dodo family? Or the kiwi family? Or the ostrich? Where'd that come from? My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and brightly. Walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light, and I held firmly to what I felt was right like a rock. How can I get out? How did you get in? Cousin to be a anteater. Cousin to an anteater. A Chechina. I don't know. Through it. Through what? Through it. The bookmarker. The bookmaker. And the candlestick. Richard Rutherford. I think he was informed on how to get out. He didn't take it. Perhaps it was no money for him. Was it a email exit or Brexit? That's a possibility, Richard. A email exit. Oh, Sophia said doubt it. Guardian angel communication. Sometimes I wonder what I'm going to do because there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. Why sing? I make no sense, even to myself. I can only feel. Oh, it hurts. The chicken on Earth was first a chicken shit that grew on the cheeks of the moon. It broke free from the moon and splattered down on the Earth. There was no first chicken, just lots of chicken shit. Oh no, is that a mammoth trump? They have traced all animals on Earth back to starfish. Asterisk. Hey Luli, what happened to Greg? Well, firstly, how are you? Then what happened to Greg? Starfish have no brains. They're just Star Trekking. I don't believe anything they say. They told us a whole load of, excuse me, rubbish. The Sumerians, the Mennonites, the blah, 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 Nephilim, they all existed. So if they all existed, our history is different. The pyramids, etc., all different. So if people are going to tell me that we evolved from some goo, primeval goo, nah, not having it. Not having it. And, you know, this is how silly and simple it is, in my opinion. You can believe in the Matrix if you want, but there still has to be a creator for that. Somebody has to create the Matrix, so there still has to be a creator. You can believe in aliens if you want, but somebody had to be the creator for them, so there had to be a creator. You have to believe, you can believe in God if you want, so there has to be a creator. You can believe that it's Muslim, Hindu, blah, 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 if you want, but there still has to be a creator. It doesn't matter what you believe in. There has to be a creator in all of it. Just like there has to be a creator in the chase. Has to be. Has to be. And Forrest says, you know, a higher hand, the book had to write itself, if not, I struggle. There has to be a creator. And you can believe what you want, and it doesn't matter. Because you're actually believing the same thing. You call something an alien, and somebody calls it an angel. Or, you know, Neo and bloody Mr. whatever his name is in the Matrix. It's all created. And you just choose to think of it in a different way. But it's exactly the same thing. All of it is exactly the same. There is something that created whatever it is you want to believe. They created the Matrix, something created that. They created aliens and spaceships, something created that. They created Adam and Eve, something created that. It absolutely doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Something created whatever it is you believe. Whatever it is you believe. Now, you don't have to believe that the word of the Bible is correct. You don't have to believe that the Quran is correct. And you don't have to believe that the blah, blah is correct. And you don't have to believe that that's correct. Because that's just based on, as the chase proves, your bias. What you choose you want to believe is whatever it is you believe. Because you want to believe it, not because it's true. But the one thing you know to be true is anything that anybody believes was created by something. Whether it's the Matrix. Oh, we're living in a Matrix. We're living in a virtual reality. Well, who created the virtual reality? I don't know. Might have been God. Oh, we were made by aliens. Blah, 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 blah. Well, who created the aliens? Oh, I don't know. Might have been God. There was a flood. And most religions admit there was a flood and talk about these people and give them different names because they're in different parts of the world. And that there was one way of talking, and then that changed. everybody had the same way of talking, and it changed. I don't know about that. I don't know. Some people say some weird stuff, and I just think, nah. Good night, everybody. Hope you see you later. Thanks for popping in. Imagination of innocence. Hope business is better. And me. Yeah, me neither, man. I overheard my 5-year-old grandkids talking about it. Talk about what? I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. I was ready twice, but Greg's waiting for real news. Well, some real news might have gone on to mysterious writings because there were 6 questions with JCB. Did not know you were in here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I believe in a dream, Mario. Yes. I believe in lots of dreams, bringing us to where we are now. Lots of dreams that helped us get to where we are. But I do believe, I'm a weird person. I'm sure you know that by now. But if we can achieve what we've achieved in a couple of 100 years, what can we achieve in 1,000 years or 2,000 years or 3,000 years? And can we, or can somebody, be everywhere at once? In the past, in the future, in the present, knowing everything about everything, able to affect everything. So, is God science? Now, you'd be hard pushed to deny that it is not because of the God ratio. Everything in the world, everything that we see, everything in the universe is all scientifically woven together, which is then part of we're all connected. A bit like the wireless on a computer. You can connect to another piece of equipment through space. Can't see it, can't feel it, can't hear it, but it's there. Absolutely. Now, if you're prepared to listen, and there is a powerful being, and you decide that wirelessly you want to be connected to that being, it's possible that you can be connected to that being because the universe is all connected. And therefore, anybody who says that God is speaking to them or that Forrest is speaking to them may be correct in what they're saying. What is this OT? Began in his dreams. OT. What's that? I don't know what OT stands for. Missed that. Love Jenny Carl. Yes. 6 questions with JCB. That could be interesting. That might give you some information. Many dream of peace and get murdered. Sad. Yes. Bit like Martin Luther King. Maybe Malcolm X and people like that. But, I have a dream, said Abba. I believe in miracles. Yes, so everybody needs to just take a step back and chill and think that what is right, what is wrong. I'm in the camp of there's a man and a woman, that's it. And people may have issues and they should be helped with those issues. To the extent of killing babies in the womb, disfiguring children before they even know whether they're male or female, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't agree with that. That's not right. So there are some things that I think are just either right or not right. And that should help us get along better. But I don't see that people want to do it. If it carries on, I don't think it will. I think, like I said before, Donald Trump will win, probably 67%. easy, will hopefully, as he says, stop the war in Russia, stop the war against Israel. I can't see it if it's in the Bible, if it's meant to happen. Supposedly, what's supposed to happen is those four: Syria, Turkey, Russia, and Iran. I think something like that. Maybe not Turkey. Can't remember who it was. They end up fighting themselves anyway. Something happens, they get confused, and they end up killing each other. If that doesn't sound like a miracle and God intervening, I don't know what will. Because when you consider that Israel are going to be attacked from pretty much all sides, and they're still okay, supposedly. Ooh. That's because you're a nice person and bring out some good stuff, Luli. I don't drink enough to hang out with you starfishes. See ya. Okay, Rick. Thanks for popping in. Yes, all starfish. Well, we've got no brains, so live the dream. That's a song, isn't it? Should put that out. It. Oh, OT is it. Well, that sounds a little better now. Yes, have a good night. I'm chilling like a villain. Yeah, take care, Wig. Thanks for being here. Do. I can't believe I missed Ben. I can't believe he didn't put it out. So, I was telling somebody, a friend of mine, that I would. No, you're welcome, Lily. I'm just saying the truth. It amazes me sometimes because, like, people, when you say something nice that's the truth, you get, loads of thanks. And when you say horrible things that are the truth, you're probably going to get beat up. And it's like, but either way, I'm just saying the truth. So why are you, why, not you, Lulu, but people in general, why are you happy if I say something nice and absolutely miffed to the point of wanting to, beat the crap out of me because I said something horrible, which is just still the truth? Like, if I come into contact with the greatest, beautiful human being, I'm going to say nice things, not because I'm a nice person, because they're a nice person. It's got nothing to do with me being nice. It's got everything to do with them being nice. So if I say something nice to somebody, it's because they're nice. And if I say something horrible to somebody, it's because they're horrible. It's no reflection on me. I'm saying exactly the same thing in the same way. I'm just saying the truth. The truth is, you'll hear something horrible if you're horrible, and you'll hear something nice if you're nice. So the problem isn't me saying something bad. The problem is you giving off the vibe of something bad, and I point that out, that the vibe is something bad. That's crazy. It's like it's my fault because you're a horrible person, and you're upset because I said you were horrible. And yet, if I said you're a nice person because you're a nice person, you're like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. No, thank you. You're the nice person. It has nothing to do with me. So thank your parents. Don't thank me. I didn't do anything. You take us along on your beautiful adventures. Yes, she does. And they are beautiful. Absolutely. I suppose you could say chilling because we've heard that word in chat. So chilling. Sometimes it's nice to just not have to, firstly, work hard at understanding something. Secondly, to appreciate the beauty of what's in front of you, just by seeing it. And you add some music to it as well, which is, pleasant to hear. So it's all good. All good. It will be the biggest landslide in American political history. Trump will lead toward the future. The other Muppet. That has 4 years already. It's what's really amazing is there are countries outside of America that see what's going on and vote for Donald Trump, with the outside view, looking at everything. So outside of America, more than not, most people vote for Donald Trump. And in America, there's still a lot of people voting for Kamala Harris. And it's like, how? How is that possible? Now, I know one of them is abortion, but it's such a weird thing. Not every woman wants an abortion. It's like every woman they're trying to make out wants abortion up until the point of birth. I don't get how that's possible. Even the Amish are voting for Donald Trump. And they don't normally, stick their neck out and say anything. But even they, obviously, with their religious views, conservative views, they're like, no, we can't vote for her. We can't let her get in because of the abortion, because of this, because of that. Even the Amish have got Trump signs outside. It's like, if it gets to those people who don't really want to interfere with, politics or mess with it or be involved in it or have an opinion about it, they just want to be left alone, to tend the land, to live by God, just get on with life. And even they have been forced to think, we need to get out and vote, because if that woman gets in, that's crazy, absolutely crazy. To know that the Amish are voting, it really is crazy, because they're scared that this woman might get in and do whatever. I have some cool stuff coming up soon. Cool. Can't wait, as Richard says. NBC made Trump. He was a failure as a businessman, and The Apprentice show portrayed him as successful, even though he filed bankruptcy 4 times, before show and twice during show. I don't know if that makes him a bad businessman, because he still managed to get what he got and get people to lend him the money. Like, if you're bankrupt and you go to somebody, look, I've been made bankrupt, lend me some money, they're likely to say, no, get lost. I can't trust you because you've gone bankrupt. First time, second time, third time, fourth time, he must be pretty good at what he does to let somebody know that he's been bankrupt 4 times and still give him the money. And that court case was just a load of bull. Like, he made out his place was worth a lot of money. The bank said, yeah, fine. He took out the loan. He paid it back. No harm, no foul. And these people take him to court. Like, none of those charges that have gone against him are real. They're all fake charges brought to Democratic judges who are trying to stop him running for president. That's so pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And what people don't realize is, which I find incredible, especially Democrats, he has over 50% of the votes, and you tried to put him in prison 3 or 4 times. Either what you're doing is making him more popular, or what you're saying is not true. Either way, nobody's going to vote for the Democrats in the end. If what you're saying is not true, they're not going to vote for you anyway. The fact that you're doing all these things and he is not being put in jail, which is the whole reason you're doing it all, proves he's not guilty, and then proves that you're just doing this to put him in prison. Not because he's a bad man. So the longer it goes on, the more people find out that no, he's not racist. No, he's not really a felon, a convicted criminal. Everything that you're saying about him, no, he's not trying to take women's rights away. No, he's not. No, he's not a threat to democracy. No, he's not going to be a dictator. No, he's not. The more times you say these things, the more times people realise he's none of these things. He wasn't in the 4 years that he was president, and he won't be when he's in power next time. And I don't think he'll, show the Diddy stuff and, take revenge on all these crazy idiots that think he will and attack him, because he could have done it with Hillary, but he wanted to bring the country together. Otherwise, she'd be in jail now. There is nothing. The only thing that stops her being in jail was Donald Trump, this horrible man, this really horrible, vindictive, racist, etc., etc., etc. man, was the only thing that stopped Hillary Clinton going to jail. I don't see that he's a bad person if he's doing some of those things. Live the happy life. It is so much fun. I think I'm going to go to America anyway. I'm going to sign one of them, one SAB, blah, blah, blah app. And then I want to get them to go into America, give me a house, give me, $2,000 a month or whatever it is, for 2 years. I don't have to pay it back. Happy days. So where's the best place for them to send me? Has to be in a battleground state, because that's where they want us, so we can vote Democrat. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy that people can't see that it's just, and it's been happening for years, not just now. Like, that's the reason the Hispanics and the blacks and those people voted for Democrats, because that was the plan that they put in place. Get these people into the country, get these people believing that, Democrats is the only thing to vote for, and job done. Never have a Republican president again. He didn't. Bull. You have a, what's the word? Not racist judge. No, just biased judge. The only reason those cases are going to court is to get him convicted so he can't be president or run for president. And he's being tried by Democrat judges. And that is all they're doing. They're trying to fill the Senate and those sort of places and the Supreme Court with Democrats. And that woman with the turban, not turban, whatever it's called, she should be kicked out of there, the Somalian one. She doesn't care about America. She cares about Somalia. She don't care about Americans. So how the heck did she get in there? She would spit on the flag, burn the flag. She would do all them things. And it's like, crazy woman, and that, whatever it is, AOC, she's another. Just, I don't know. Why are there so many Nazi symbols? Don't know what that means. Mary, the left are everything they accuse. Yeah, it's just projection. It's just, they project what they do and accuse Trump of doing those things. And that's just, I couldn't believe when she said, just crazy. He's hiding. I've never heard such bull in my life. He's hiding. He won't do another debate. He won't go on 60 Minutes, etc., etc., etc. He's hiding. You're the one that's only done a few interviews on your safe interviews, and you've done one interview there. He's done 2 debates in a hostile environment. You've now just done one. You reduced it from what it was supposed to be to 20 minutes, having your people, come on, wrap it up. You're not doing very well. He's ripping to shreds, woman. Come on, get out of there. It's just unreal. And then she's accusing, Trump of trying to avoid her and not do the 60 Minutes. It's like, hang on. Didn't 60 Minutes just edit your interview and tried to make you look intelligent by pasting on an answer to a question they asked you, and you gave a whole load of, twaddle, they made you look good, what will they do for Trump when he answers a question and they edit that and make it look bad? He doesn't need to do 60 minutes. But if they were honest and fair, if the media was honest and fair, he probably wouldn't bother. But if she wanted another debate, then do a Fox News debate. If you really wanted another debate, do a Fox News debate. No. Okay, then. I'll get one. Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the and it goes political. Thanks, man. Be safe. Yeah, I know. They start me off. Sorry, Jose. They start me off, and just the way I go. Yeah, it's not American politics. See, people seem to think that because we're interested in American politics, because we're interested in what happens with Donald Trump, it's American politics. It's global politics. What happens to you happens to all of us. That's the reason. Like, we know if Kamala Harris gets in, World War III. World War III. That's it. There's no if, buts, or maybes. We know socialism round the globe. No ifs or buts. If they get in, 4 years of socialism in America, take away your guns, defund the police, that's what's going to happen over here. Obviously, we haven't got no guns on that, but military. You'll be run by the military. They've already started it. They have set out plans for your military to be able to attack you. And I think it even goes so far as to say use fatal force. Your own country saying that your military can attack you. Believe me, it's true. If that's happening now, before the election, what are they going to do if they get in? So I'm not interested in American politics. I'm interested in what happens to America, because that's a precursor to what happens to the rest of the world. So we have to be interested as, next in line. Forrest, keep saying Forrest. Trump said, they're not after me. Him talk about himself. They're not after me. They're after you. I'm just in the way. And that's 100% true. They only want to get rid of him because he's stopping them, taking away all your rights. He's not the one taking away rights. They are. These people that believe that this abortion thing is about women's rights. No, it's not. It's about getting rid of the population. The American population. The people that are going to vote Republican. It's about bringing in 20 million foreigners who are going to vote Democratic and kill 20 million Americans. That's all that is. And that'll be the same here and the same everywhere else. And it'll be just a socialist world. I don't really want that. So that's why, Luli, that's why I'm very interested in American politics. I don't do politics. I don't do my own politics here. I don't even vote here. But I do know that if she gets in power for another 4 years, we're screwed. The whole world's screwed. And that's terrible, that is. In England, it's just rulers, kings, and such. Yeah, in England, the king doesn't really say much. It's the parliament that says it all. But it's the same thing. China are buying up all the land everywhere around the world. They're buying up the land. They're buying the politicians, whether they're blackmailing them or just, offering them lots of money so they do certain things. You've got people, same as yourselves, BlackRock, they own everything. Paid those two people to try to kill Donald Trump. Paid for them to be in an advert. Two people, what a coincidence, that were in a BlackRock advert tried to kill Donald Trump. That's a coincidence. So, these rich people all around the world have an agenda, and, Joe Blogs on the street, they don't care about him. They just want whatever they want. What's that got to do with anything? What's that got to do with anything? Trump is not involved in that. I don't judge people's ability to do a job by what he says. You know, people do, oh, I don't like him. He says this and he's like that and he's like the other. So if you know somebody that's like Epstein, I've got to judge you the same way. If somebody ever finds out that you knew somebody that was like that, I have to judge you the same way. Because you didn't know about it. Everybody that went to a Diddy freak off has to be judged the same way. Or anybody that knew Diddy has to be judged the same way. It's a crazy world. Absolutely crazy. Pretty soon, the fear will set in and nobody will talk to nobody. I support the person that did 4 years in office, only made America better, only made the American people better. And, you know, as Americans, you're not liked around the world because you're arrogant, you know, obnoxious, whatever those things that they say about you. And you're not liked around the world because of it. But that makes you a great country. So should I not like you lot because nobody else likes you lot? Is that what you're saying? It has to be like that. If the rest of the world hates Americans because of the way they behave, I need to hate Americans because of the way they behave. Crazy. Shiloh never told Ben that the shovel was special. It was for scooping his beloved dog's poop. If Harris gets in power this election, the world is serious trouble, mark my words. My understanding is the Biden just gave Ukraine... Yeah, he did. He can't give it to the American people, but he can give it to Ukraine, can give it to Israel, can give it to Lebanon, can give it to every country under the sun except for their own country. They've run out of money. They've run out of money for FEMA and they've run out of money for small businesses. What? And you're running on that promise that you're going to give money to small businesses, but you've run out of money for small businesses already before the election even takes place. You've run out of that money, but you've told people to still claim for it. You haven't got any money. You're telling people to claim for small businesses, even though you haven't got any money. You want to give them 25,000, but that just means the prices go up, so that's more inflation for homes. If you give people that money, they'll go, oh, well, we can put £25,000 on because they've been given 25,000. It's just crazy what she says. Ain't going to help. Absolutely not going to help. She wants a socialist America. That's it. You might as well just stand up there and say, look, I want a socialist America. I'm radical. I want a socialist America. Get behind me as a socialist. Don't use the Democratic flipping party to... That's crazy. But again, it's no different here. So he never helped the blacks. I can tell you what CNN and NBC and MSNBC and all of those others. Your life wasn't better under Trump. Full of shit. Full of shit. Absolutely full of shit. If you're telling me that your life is better under this government, you're full of shit, trusted. Because he's probably the best president you had, including George Washington and all the others. And I'm saying it from somebody outside who has all the information about what's happened in America. And all of a sudden, he's getting the Hispanic bloke, the votes, the black votes, women. He's getting all these people voting for him because he's so useless at what he does. And he's just pandering to the rich. These same rich people that are trying to kill him, he's pandering to them. What you don't understand is, if he picks on the rich, guess who suffers? You. You suffer. They charge you. If they get taxed, they charge you to pay for it. Whatever you buy from these rich people, they charge you. So there is no point making the rich suffer, because they won't suffer. They will just charge more. Who suffers? You. He doesn't even tax you. He doesn't even get paid by you. But you people, absolutely crazy. Absolutely. I really wish he was English and he came over here and he ran this country. I really do. Because in the 4 years that he ran your country, you never had it so good. I'm not American. I'm only going by what history has said. I'm only going by what your fellow Americans are saying right now. The blacks in your country, what they're saying right now. The Hispanics in your country, what they're saying right now. Women in your country, what they're saying right now. Everything's changing. It's going towards Trump because he's such a bad person. Because he only panders to the billionaires. Absolutely ridiculous. And you're supposed to be smart. I don't know. Trump panders to the billionaires and he has 67% of the vote. Well, probably 60% now, but well, 50 something, whatever it is, but it'll be 67 by the time it's finished. Because when the truth is known, and not the bullshit that probably 80% of your media gives, when the truth is known, he's not a racist. He's not pandering to the billionaires. He's not about, not pro-life or whatever the statement is. He's none of those things. He's just a man who's concerned about his family, his country, and the world. Has no political leanings, just one way of thinking. He run the country like a business and it worked. That's it. He's not a politician. He doesn't care what the politicians think. He doesn't care what the rich people think. He cares about his country. That's what he cares about. And I wish he was here. I wish he was here. I don't like the things that he says. I'd find it impossible to believe that he can't just not say those things. But then that wouldn't make him. But would he be a dictator? No. Is he a racist? No. Has he done half the things that they've said he's done? No. The reason they don't want him in is because they think he will out them. He will tell the country all the bad things they've done. And I don't think he needs to tell the country. You've had 2 hurricanes, people died, left homeless, given no money. Their money, their own money. That's the money they paid in as tax. And that money has gone to other countries, not to the American people. Trump doesn't need to tell the country that. You should know that. Your own money has not gone to your own people. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. If you've got loads of money spare, fine. But your government says to these people who've just gone through a hurricane, you can apply for $750. You can apply. You won't get it because you're white, heterosexual. That's why you won't get it. This money is for these asylum seekers that we've allowed in. And they're not even asylum seekers. That used to be what it was called. But they moved that to one side and just call them immigrants. Because if you realise it's supposed to be asylum seekers, how are these people seeking asylum? They're not seeking asylum. They're not seeking asylum. They're not asylum seekers. That was the whole point of allowing people into the country, to escape what was going on in their country. Those things don't happen anymore. Same over here. They're not asylum seekers. They're just people who are not wanted in their country and are passed on to other countries so their country is okay. Why do you get me to say these things? I don't know. Yeah, see, MJ, I can't believe that people talk about bloody politics. Thank you, Glenna. I don't mean to go on about this. This is supposed to be about Forrest, but people sort of push my buttons when it comes to, you know, I see the truth for what it is. I try to look at every side. I look at all, CNN, Fox, YouTube, these podcasts. I look at them all and try to make an opinion out of all of them. I don't just look in one spot and get some bullshit. Really is just really is bullshit. You got black people voting for Trump, and Trump's a racist. It's like, come on. You got Hispanics voting for Trump, and Trump's a racist. Come on. Just being lied to. Just crazy. Just wants to do a good job for himself, his family, the country, and the world. That's it. Let him do it. Just let him do it. He's not a dictator. He's proved 4 years ago he's not a dictator. He is running for president. Dictators don't run for president. They don't try and get votes. They just take over the flipping place. He's a dictator, they say, and they're the one that had the coup. She's in power because they decided she was going to be in power. If that's not a threat to democracy, I don't know what is. I really don't. Again, projection. Because they've done it, trying to say that he's doing it. He ain't doing it. They had a coup, put her in power, she didn't get a vote, and they say that he's a threat to democracy. They're trying to take away your First and Second Amendments, and they say he's a threat to democracy. It's like, wake up. No power of speech, no free speech, no guns. When she's in power, your speech will go. They've already said it. They're going to turn the military on you. They've already said it. Look it up. They're going to turn the military on you. You can't say these things. You get arrested. You have no guns. You won't be able to protect yourself. Then you'll be thrown in jail if you don't toe the party line like the communists. No voice, no weapons. Communist state. That's what they're trying to get. They're not Democrats. They're not. They're socialists. Which is why the Democrats are leaving in droves. People say, well, the Republicans left. Yeah, Cheney, the warmonger, who the Republicans don't want because they don't like what he or her, the way they think. And for her, this is so pathetic. For her to accept them, for her to accept these people, what's that saying? You're supposed to be leaning one way. You lean the farthest that way. They lean the farthest that way. And she's saying, yeah, come aboard. What? What? Anyway, stop it. I think I better go because it's just keep talking about it. No, it's not the answer. She is 0. Yep. And dodges bullets in. The EU and America are both citizens of worse conditions than America. You guys are clueless. Enjoy your plight. Worse conditions? I don't know. I think I'm doing all right, to be fair. I don't think we've got no guns to be taken away. We have no guns to be taken away. You do. Our LGBTQ 50,000 million other words other than that ain't as bad as yours yet. The immigrants are probably just as bad, which is weird considering we live on an island and they should be able to get here. For you, they just travel one bit of the country to the next. And then all of a sudden, oh no, let's get them from Angola, from Africa, from all sorts of places. I think we've got it bad. I don't think we're clueless. I think we absolutely know what's going on. Yeah, missing in action again, Mr. Biden. Even that, you as Democrats, you're accepting it, which is crazy. You're accepting the fact that your president was ousted in a coup. You're accepting it because your president don't know what day it is. You're sticking up for him. You're sticking up for her. probably the worst possible thing that could happen in America, and you're sticking up for him. That's crazy. And you're saying about Trump, he should be in jail. Biden should. He didn't get convicted because he's not able to stand trial. He was guilty, but he couldn't stand trial. But he can run the government. He can run the country, even though he's not fit to stand trial, and guilty, but not fit to stand trial. But he can run the country. She can't run the country, though. Apparently, he's not fit to run the country. She stood him down, running for president, which means she should be capable of running the country now. If he's not good enough, she should run it now. She won't do that because she knows if she's in charge and it's as bad as it is, she won't get elected. So she can't afford to take charge, which means your country is being run by a president who's not fit enough to stand trial. A trial in which he should be prosecuted because he truly is guilty. A trial of which his son should be prosecuted because he really is guilty. And they're talking about Donald Trump. No. Remember the projection? They're accusing Donald Trump of doing it because they're doing it. You see, he's the big guy. Remember? The truth is out there. You just don't want to hear it. But the big guy, the president of the United States, who's selling your country down the river with his son, that guy, who should be done for treason, cannot stand trial because he's unfit. But he's fit enough to run your country. And you're happy that he does. And you're happy that she doesn't because you don't want her to be found out. Because in any other world, in any other time, sorry, mate, you need to go to an old people's home. Kamala will take over now. No. Let Joe Biden still run the country. Let me just run for president. And then I'll change things when I become president. Even though, what will you change, Kamala, when you become president? What will you do different than Joe Biden? Well, nothing. Those are her words. Well, I can't think of anything that I would change. You know, Joe Biden is a smart person. I used to live in a middle-class home. Get out of it. Hey, Michael. Sorry I missed that. Robert Kennedy Jr. is a Democrat. Yes, 100%, Glenna. Absolutely. And Tulsi Gabbard. They see what's happened to their party. And it's just ripped apart by, socialists. And from all, socialists, Marxists, Leninists, whatever they are, however it goes, they're all different, parts of that spectrum. But real Democrats see that the party that is touted as Democrat is not Democrat anymore. It's worse than liberal. Sorry, Michael, are we upsetting you? Elon Musk is the best thing that happened to the Trump candidacy. His son is transitioning and he knows more than any progressive. His son died. One of his sons died. Apparently they lied to him about the drug. He took the drug, the woke, he calls it the woke virus, and he died because of it. So that's pretty much what started all of this, the fact that his son died because they lied to him about the transitioning drug, and his son died, and he's not happy. The trouble is these electric cars, that's why you have the hurricanes, because they want the lithium. Those hurricanes weren't nature, they were man-made. I can guarantee you that. Disney stayed open. Why? They knew they weren't going to get hit. They've got a dome over them. They affect the weather to make sure that people can go and visit that place. It's like, they don't care. They don't care about people. They don't care. And, these people may be found out when Trump gets in. He said his son's died. He said they're out of his own mouth, out of Elon's own mouth. His son is dead. They lied to him about the whatever it was that they use, and his son's died out of his own mouth. No, I know more about the government than you do. Look it up. Elon Musk said his son has died. Transitioning into a girl. They lied to him about whatever it was. He signed the papers, and now his son's dead. So I'm showing you how little you know about the American government, not me. So you should be ashamed of yourself that you don't know as much as I do. That should be something that you need to. Lithium will be replaced. Well, there is a new source of energy, the hydrogen. But at the moment, they keep blowing up. So when they get that sorted, that will be possible. It's possible to get solar. At some point, the ability to whatever the word is, to make it so you could have it powerful enough. At some point, that will happen. But hydrogen is next. Yeah, but he's got more than one son and daughter, hasn't he? One of them has died. So, and that's from Elon Musk himself. And he's got as much to lose as Donald Trump now, because they'll be gunning for him. But they're all nice with him when he was on their side, or not on anyone's side. But now that he's voted with Trump, now they're out to get him, as they were Donald Trump and anyone else. Tulsi Gabbard, when she came out. RFK, when he came out. He's in the Congress now, trying to, save himself. She was threatened with a threat to the country when she came out. It's crazy. But if you go against the Democrats, that's it. Your life is shot. Even Obama came out and tried to get the black people. It's disgusting that you won't vote for a woman. What? Well, that's not sexist, is it? You black people should vote for a black woman. What? You're scared to vote for a woman. What? This is an ex-president saying this. But Trump's a racist, not them. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Your DOJ, DOD, whatever else you want to call it, CIA, FBI, blah, blah, blah. They're all run by the Democrats. Stop kidding yourself. Secret Service. You think that all those attempts that's happened on Donald Trump's life is not because they are being, I want to say ordered, advised to let these things happen. They're political now. The CIA, the FBI, all of it. That's what the DEI is for. It doesn't matter if you can do the job or not. It doesn't matter if you're not political. What matters now is, for these people to get in, is that you are political. That you feel beholden. The whole world is being bribed into thinking a certain way. You believe what you want, trusted. It's your country. You believe what you want. But if they get in, you'll find out the hard way. I'm telling you now, you'll find out the hard way if they get in. It shouldn't, like, you choose to forget about the Declaration of Independence. You choose to forget about the Constitution. Those things shouldn't even be thought of. Whoever is in power should say, no, 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 can't do that. Can't enact that. That goes against people's rights. These judges, yes, you don't need a voter ID. What? You don't need voter ID? Well, I wonder why that is. You don't need voter ID. Oh, anyone can vote. You don't need to do a test to get into America anymore. And you need to go into a swing state so you can vote Democrat. Come on. You must think I flipping came off the, what did she say? The coconut tree. Kamala. Oh, come off the coconut tree. I have a hybrid car and get 39 miles per gallon. Woohoo. Yeah, absolute lunacy. But it's only everything they've done, everything. They've just reenacted what they did years ago, in order to get Democratic voters. And they're pissed because these black voters and these Hispanic voters and all those people that they allowed to do what they want to do so they could get their votes, well, they've grown up now. They've been in the country for years and years and years, and they've acclimatized and they've become conservative, not Republican, conservative. And they're pissed that they've become conservative. So now they're allowing all these other people in, so they'll vote Democrat. And they put them in the swing states, so they've got more chance of not having any Republican votes in those states and them being Democratic. It's no coincidence that they've put them into those places to get those votes and then say, oh, no voter ID needed, so they can vote. It's just, to me, it's so obvious. But that's just it. That's what I'm saying. The US government ignores it, and you ignore the fact that they're ignoring it. You should be. It's the only country that is by the people, for the people, blah, 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 blah. The people should be up in arms and saying, no, you can't be touching that. You should be going to your senators and your congressmen and your governors and saying, these people shouldn't be touching the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution. These things that they're putting into place are not legal, according to what our forefathers said. And you're just accepting it. You're ignoring the fact that these rules exist to protect the people. And they want to get rid of it. They openly say, Tim Walz was talking about the filibuster, get rid of it. The tall, lanky one was talking about, freedom of speech is ruining our chances of getting in. We need to go. It's like, that's crazy. People should say, no, you can't attack those things. You can't change those things. That's what our forefathers put in to protect us. Same with the guns. Our forefathers put that in to protect us, because if they take away your right to speak, that's what you got the gun for. If they take away your gun, you've got nothing. You can't speak. You can't protect yourself. Therefore, you're run by the military, which have the right to kill you if you decide to say, no, I'm not following what stupid rules you come up with. They're just making you weak so they can take over and make you socialist. And if you have that inkling, fine. If that's how you believe you want to live, that's fine. But that's not what the United States of America is. The whole point of the Constitution and Declaration of Independence is that you're not a socialist country. If you want to live in a socialist country, go to China. Go to Venezuela, where all those people have come from. It's a nice place now, because all the villains and that are in your country. Yeah, I don't understand the poem, you're right. Yeah, they're not asylum seekers, David. You're right. They're not asylum seekers. That's the issue. It used to be all around the world. We need to let asylum seekers in. We have a duty to these people who are being, persecuted in their country. No, it's all changed. They've changed it from asylum seekers to immigrants to let you not realise you've let 20,000 villains into your country almost. 20 million villains in your country almost. Anyway, stop. I'm going because I don't do politics really. I just really don't. But the world's going to shit. You know, before it can get better, it's probably going to get worse. If the Bible is right, then Israel will be attacked by these four countries that have banded together, and that will go sideways for them, not for Israel. But he won't be a happy chappy. What you think is not, it will be a reign of terror under China. Yeah, China, China trying to bite the whole world. Oh, here we go. Supremacists, which originated in England and polluted USA, the more America, because like England, the worse it comes. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to stick up for. That's what I'm telling you. That's exactly what I'm telling you. And you're still not listening. The more America becomes like any other country, the less America it is. And this woman and that party are trying to make you not America. That's exactly what I've said. So I'm glad you've heard. Even though you're trying to insult me, I'm glad you've heard what I've said and agree with what I say. That your country is changing for the worse because of the Democrats that are really socialists or Marxists or Leninists or communists or whatever they are. They're not democratic. They're not conservative. They're not liberal. They're none of those things. The shaking is coming. Yeah, I don't think they're listening, Tigger, but it is what it is. You don't need to change it, Trusted. I don't know what you're trying to say. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect. What you saying, Mario, is that we have to solve your failures. No, I'm saying you have to solve your failures. You voted them in. You voted in Biden and flipping Kamala. Your failure. Because if Trump was still in power, this is what I've said to you. If you listened, if you had half a brain, if Trump was still in power, Russia wouldn't have invaded Ukraine. Hamas would have no money. There would be no war in Israel. China wouldn't be getting ready to flip in, have a go at Taiwan or whatever. Your failure, Trusted. Your failure as American citizens to do the right thing. Your failure, not ours. The reason the world's gone to shit is because you, as an American citizen, failed in your duty to look after your own country, which then in turn fucked the whole world up. Thank you very much. You blind son of a bitch. You happy now? Now that you've heard the truth? This is year 2012. The Gregorian calendar added the date. Yes. Yeah, Trump is going to win. Like I say, 67% he's going to win. Hopefully it's not too late. Hopefully, just give Trusted some information because he's not up to date with US politics. Hopefully, he does manage to get into power, and these miserable Democrats who tried to put him in jail for no reason, who tried to kill him for no reason, will actually abide by the swearing in of the next president because they'll come up with something. And if that's the case, then there's probably going to be a war because they won't, if they don't peacefully surrender office. Another thing they're trying to say about Donald Trump, oh, he won't accept that he lost. Did Hillary Clinton accept that she lost? No. No, she didn't. But it's different when she says it. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. She didn't accept it. She still doesn't accept it. That's what all this is going on for. Still doesn't accept it. So yeah, he will win, but it's whether they have the peaceful exchange. They've already hinted that they won't, but we'll see. No, our English failures didn't end up in America. You see, you beat us and sent us packing with our tail between our legs, and then you had a constitution and a Declaration of Independence and made America what it is, which was a great country apparently. But people like you grew up and decided to vote communist. Shit hit the fan all around the world. So it goes. Yep, Glenna, that's why they're there. That's why there's no voter ID. That's why people like Trusted won't allow them to come in. But I bet if they ripped up his garden, took all his food, he wouldn't be too flipping happy. He doesn't care as long as it's happening to other people. But when it happens to him, he'll soon fight for it. The thing is, the only good thing is, even though they're still flying them in, oh, we've closed the border. There's not as many people coming across the border now. No, because you're flying them in. You're bypassing the border and just flying them into the country. Idiots. It's like, well, there's not many people crossing the border now. Yeah, you're hiding it by the fact that you're flying them in. And it's been proven that they're still flying them in. Just crazy. Absolute crazy. And them to not care is even worse. Which shows, well, it started with Black Lives Matter, to be fair. Riots, people dying, businesses burnt. And she, bails them out. And he, his missus, the smell of fire, burning. Crazy, crazy world. And if people don't believe that's what's happened, I don't know where they've been. I really don't know where they've been. I really don't know where they've been. Hey, Geoduck, how you doing? Panic? What panic? Don't panic, Mr. Mandarin. Yeah, we'll all be screwed soon because we'll have, gays doing their makeup in the military while the war is going on around them. Oh, I can't. Oh, INFJ. I can't go out and fight. I've still got to get my makeup on. This is the blokes, not the girls. Yeah. Did you hear her today or yesterday, whenever it was? Somebody said something about Jesus. Jesus is Lord. And she said, oh, I think you're at the wrong rally. You need to go to the rally down the road, the smaller rally. What? He says Jesus is Lord in God's country. And she says, I think you're at the wrong rally, mate. You need to be at the other rally down the road. Which means she obviously doesn't believe in Jesus. She doesn't care about Jesus. And that is not going to be anything that carries you into the next 4 years. In God's country. A place where obviously Trusted doesn't want to be. Or doesn't believe in. Bad guy's about to have a bad life. Nothing. Yes, I voted for Trump, the communist. He's not a communist. Bad guy. Lots of flooding going on all over the world. Yes, we are in Aquarius. Aquarius has in the sky, to talk about the signs in the heavens and that. His bowl, where he has the water, it's pouring on Satan now. Probably where warm water's hot. Pouring on Satan right now. So Aquarius is above Saturn, pouring cold water on him. The horsemen of the apocalypse are up there. Like I say, next is the 4 countries that attack Israel. All these things are happening right now. She is a communist atheist. I don't know what she is, but she's not Democrat, that's for sure. Soon good will take over again, very soon. I hope so, Geoduck, because, this is just For those that can't see it, in a way, I'm glad for them because they can't see it. So there's no pain, no anguish. But when the truth comes out, it will hurt even more. And 11:2 things kick off. The time to make your peace. Mistakes, not errors. I'll get you some what? Some communist atheist. Don't want any of that. Next time, America will aim to be destroyed and you should move to Australia. If it weren't for us, you wouldn't have existed either. You wouldn't have a bomb. You'd have been next if we folded. So you don't realise the implications. You didn't join the war until it was nearly over. What were you doing? Sitting on your asses in the phony war. There was only one country that held Hitler at bay. You came in when it was nearly over. Thanks. Thanks. I'm all right here, mate. I'm going to be in America. I'm going to fill in whatever that app is, 1BA bloody blah, blah, blah app. And then I'm going to use your tax paying money, if you actually pay tax, to pay for my lifestyle, my $2,000 a month and my free house. I might even choose to live in one of those nice hotels. You can pay for that for me. I don't need to go to Australia. That's how it works, Trusted, you see. Let's play the system. I'll fill in an app. Say I'm persecuted in this country. I'll give you as a reference to say that I'm persecuted because it's such a horrible country, as you're fully aware. And then I'll move. Where shall I move? I don't want to go to Colorado because at the moment that's still flipping communist. And New Mexico, that's still communist. Although it might change. Where should I go? Wyoming. That seems to be conservative. I might go to Wyoming. I have a spare tent in my truck. Cheers, Geoduck. Is that for me or Davey or Trusted? Yeah. Trusted might need it more than I do if the immigrants get there to his place. Not long out now for it anyway. It's the 21st today. Happens on the 5th. I glamp. Now you guys get sent off in your own caravan. Oh, right, okay. So it sounds a bit like, what was it? I can't remember that film. What's that film where those girls go over the cliff? That's for you in I don't want to be in Colorado. That's where I don't. Certainly not Aurora. That's where all the gangs are. That's where your friends are. Trusted. They're the people you want in your country. The whatever they're called. Can't remember what they're called. No, you go there. I don't want to be in Colorado. Like the CNN. It's just crazy. And JD Vance had to tell us, like, do you hear yourself? They said that the gangs were invading Colorado. She says, no, it's not true. There's only a few apartment buildings that are being overtaken by gangs. What? Only a few? So it's okay if it's only a few people. Like, as long as it's only a few hundred people that are having their lives wrecked, that's okay for these gangs to come in, just overtake apartment buildings, because there's only a few of them. So if there was a few in each state, and there's a few hundred in each apartment blocks, or the blocks that they're in overtaking, that's a fair few people that are suffering because of the immigrants. Thelma and Louise, that's the one. No, I don't want to be like that. It has to get it in Colorado. Nah, Colorado's all right, but not anywhere near Aurora. Not Denver. Where would be a nice place? Montrose. I think it's Montrose. Near Uri. Then Telluride. Ada. There. Ada. That'd be a nice place. That has some nice thoughts and rings to it. That's where he picks up the motorhome. Yeah, I'm going to go to Denver Airport. Then maybe the Denver Museum of Science and Nature, just for a clump of a boot. See what goes on there. Homeland Security took video. Picked up at Denver International Airport. That's what the poem says. I've been there once already. Not good memories of that. I have to admit that. But I won't mind going back. Such a big place. Such a big place. And like, I've been to big airports, but nothing like that. Nothing like that. That's a big airport, that is. Crazy. I was surprised I didn't get lost, to be fair. It felt like I walked a mile just to get something to eat. I walked through it. It's like, I can't find a restaurant or something open. Then go find fossils before leaving the airport. Well, there's already one fossil here. And Dave would probably tell you the same about him. He feels like an old fossil already. So that's fossils looking for fossils. Thanks, Joe. I'm hoping to see inside. Capo talked about a room. I wonder what's in that room. 5705. But I was trying to think about where was it? I can't remember what it was now. There's a place in America that I wanted to go, and I can't remember what it was now. Fort Seminole. That's where it was. Fort Seminole. That was one of the souls that I did that had my first nook. a real proper like blaze nook type. Got to be here sort of scenario. I went on a hike 2 miles about, so I think I will go night. I found out I need to walk more. Thank you, Glenna. I appreciate you being here. I'm sorry if I prefer to talk Forrest Fenn. Some people might go off on a tangent and start talking politics, but there is a concern that the world's going to shit, and whether we like it or not, America has to be strong in order that the rest of the world can go about their business. So thanks, Glenna, for coming in. Yes, I read some of that. But they dug. So obviously, there's the rumors of what's underneath. Wasn't it a T-Rex? Didn't they have a T-Rex there? The underground. I don't know if you call it a base or secret government building or whatever, the secret tunnel that leads a mile into whatever. And the New World Order paintings and the horse with the eyes, the statue that's there. Yes, it's an interesting airport, Denver is. So yes, thanks, Glenna. Thanks for that as well. Of which month? Next month, because it's the 22nd tomorrow here. The airport itself is evil. By by all accounts, yeah, the messages that it gives, they're not good, and the vibe that you get, because of it, not good. I can't remember what it's called. It's called the Blue something. I can't remember what the horse is called. I think it's called the Blue something, but I don't know. I think everybody should do JCB. The poem says that things will begin then. Things will begin? What things? Yes, things will begin. JCB who? He's the person that makes our diggers. JCB. Tuesday here. Yes, it's 5:33 in the morning. Tuesday here. I don't know why I keep doing that. I was only going to go for a little bit. Can't believe I missed. Oh no, it's Monday here. Not Tuesday there. Oh, Tuesday here is when it's been released. I thought it was delayed. It's only been delayed a day. If you walk around, it gets weirder. Yeah, I did. Well, I walked, a lot of it because, like I say, I went to Wyoming, then I had to stop off at Denver, Colorado airport, and I was there 15 hours, something like that. A long time anyway, waiting for my next flight. And that took me to Canada. She's like, God, I just want to go home. So yeah, so I spent a bit of time walking around because I was freezing. Not freezing, but cold. And I couldn't sleep. So I walked from one bit to the other, thinking what an idiot I was. Yeah, there's something weird in Japan as well has been found. A pyramid in Japan under the water. No, I don't have time for that. Yeah, it's only now she's talking about Tuesday when the book comes out. Yeah, 12:33. Hi, I'm back, taking care of sister. Hope she's doing okay, Lulu. Oh no, she's not, but I hope she's doing as well as she can. We started out married. I did not want to go to Communist Colorado. No, no, no. Listen, trusted. You have difficulty in hearing. I know it must be your age. When you get to 900. Okay. I don't want to live in Colorado because that's where the gangs are, in Colorado. Visiting Colorado is a little bit different than living in Colorado. A little bit different. Don't want to live in Colorado. Don't mind visiting Colorado. It's a little bit different. Tig, I have a hunt team, but I told them I'd rather not do his hunt. Oh. Ta-ding. A hunt team, eh? Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Glad to hear that she's better, though. The airport's not weird. Who are you trying to kid, Tigger? The airport's weird. By any stretch of the imagination, that airport is weird. Like the stuff that's there. You're a Christian as well, Tigger. I think if you see some of the stuff that's there, just... Isn't there a thing on the floor as well that isn't, nice? So what the? Visit, then go on epic road trip. Yes. Yep. What was I watching? No, wasn't. Where was it? I can't remember. I think it was The Searchers. Can't remember what it's called now. There's a rock there, looks like Devil's Tower. But I don't think it was Devil's Tower. Because there's no sort of green or no trees or anything, just out in the middle of nowhere. I don't think it's that. There is a name for it, but I can't remember what it is. Devil's Tower was another solve. I wouldn't mind seeing that. But has anybody been to Devil's Tower? Like, if you go on the top of Devil's Tower, can you see Mount Rushmore from there? Because on the map, so it's Wyoming, then Dakota, isn't it? Oh, Deadwood. And some other names. Would you be able to see both? Like, if you're at one, would you be able to see the other? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I can't believe that Tiki says it's not weird. It's weird. You want to live in Colorado, the alternative is grim. Will you be taking a chest with you when you're not live? Why, will I be dead? When you're not live. There's no chest, trusted. I don't think you ever listen to anything that I say. Any chest that's in the thrill of the chase, according to Forrest, is going to be given back to the Smithsonian. Donate back, however it is, whatever it is. So for me, I was never hoping for a chest. That's not, I don't know how many times I've said it. Chest was always going to be donated back. So, if that means you get nothing because you're giving the chest back, you get nothing because you're giving the chest back. But that's what Forrest said. So you weren't going to get the chest, you're going to get titled to the gold. However that plays out, that's how it plays out. DDB, caregiving is a good thing if you can handle it. I have been, but no, you can't see Mount Rushmore now. So it doesn't look that far away. Obviously it's far away, but you can normally see mountains in the distance. So it would have to be it's like 40 miles away. 40 miles away. That says it all then. I was wondering if I could kill two birds with one stone. Like, go to one and see. Mind you, I don't suppose it'd be the same, but yeah, that's what I was saying. So, like the mountains there, I was just wondering if that was it. I don't believe you can get to the top of Devil's Tower. I thought you could. Oh, right. Okay. That's it then. Regulated. Don't want to be the regulators because that was Billy the Kid. So you haven't purchased your own chest for the not living in Colorado. I don't have to purchase anything, trusted, because I'm going to get free from your tax money. That's exactly what I just said. Like, all these people are going over to America. They're getting paid $2,000 a month and free accommodation, and they don't have to pay it back, and it's graced for 2 years. So I could go over there, live there for 2 years, rent free, I could make a lot of money because I wouldn't spend any money over here. I'd be living over there free. I probably wouldn't spend $2,000 a month. So, and you're paying for it, trusted. That's nice, isn't it? Thanks. I appreciate that. Your tax money going towards my free rent. Not in Colorado, though. Where do you live, trusted? I'll go there. I'm sure you'll put me up. Yeah, so there was two souls for Devil's Tower for me. One was the in there is Delve. No, in there is put in is Stowe. In there is Delve, and title is ER, like Elizabeth Regina. So Regina. So put those together and guess Devil's Tower. But there was another soul which is a little bit harder, and has something to do with the bear, the big bear that clawed the side of the cliffs, chasing. Can't remember. A native story about the Devil's Tower. And the smoke thing that's there, the blaze, this little, whatever it's called, the blaze. So that soul, or two souls for the Devil's Tower. A place there called Newcastle, which is not far from there, which is a place called Newcastle, not too far away from here. So that was a bit weird. The Bedford, which is where I used to live, another Bedford there. Arsenal, which is my football team. There's a place called Arsenal. But weird. People did stupid things. Yes. I read a story about the top of it and the Seven Sisters long ago. Yes. I think a woman was being chased. I think that was the story. Someone was being chased anyway and they had to hide. Anyway, it wasn't the soul. Crazy Horse is huge compared to Rushmore. Well, I want to see the Deadwood. There's another soul there, Deadwood Holt. But Calamity Burke Jane, because of Forrest Burke, Fenn, and Buffalo Bill, someone else. Calamity Jane and the other one. So they were there. Oh, it's like that, is it? I bet you wouldn't have said that to Jesus. No room at the inn here. Thanks anyway, trusted. I knew I could rely on you. Get the paddle out. If you got a boat, you need a sail. Handbrakes are no good on a boat. Yeah, a soul for that place as well. The last stand was not the last stand that people made out it was. Oh yeah. What's the other one? Wounded Knee. Where was that? That was another one. The Wounded Knee soul. Can't remember what that was. Can't remember which soul it was. It was on a ridge where the soldiers were sent out by this person that was in charge. He was told not to go to this ridge or follow them past this point, but he did. And they all got killed. I can't remember which one that was. Something to do with sand, I think. Sand. Something to do with sand. A family got killed. Can't remember. Did so many. So many. Are you asking me or? I know you're asking Lee. Yeah, Wounded Knee was another solve. That was lots of things. Crazy Horses, huge and epic. Yes, I believe it is. But because they're not so far away from each other, that and Devil's Tower, it would be nice to see both. I'm just amazed how they managed to do Mount Rushmore. Like, from what I've seen, I'm just amazed that they managed to do it. Like, to get the perspective when you're up there, just crazy that is. Like, I'll be drilling out a bit or knocking out a bit or whatever, then running down the mountain, have a look. Yeah, then running back up, do a bit more, run back down, have a look. To try and get the perspective while you're up there, that must be crazy. I want coffee now. Yes. I think you need it because you're getting a bit grumpy now, Trusted. I think you need something to settle your nerves. Wow, that's impressive, Luli. I don't know how I ended up there, to be fair, at Wounded Knee, but that's where I did. I ended up at the timber for the 7th Cavalry little bighorn thing in the wood. God, I've been everywhere, all over that country. And that was because Forrest, I don't know if it was because Forrest talked about it in the book or whether I already did it, but I wanted to revisit it because Forrest said, yeah, that 7th Cavalry book. There's another reason. I can't remember what that is now. Forrest must have been sick of me, I tell you, because I threw a whole load of stuff out there. Just, I don't know, just something else. Anyway, thanks everybody. It's 5:49. Wow, it's still dark. Definitely gone. Summer's definitely gone. Fall's definitely going. It's still dark and it's nearly 6 o'clock in the morning. I went to all these epic places when I searched on the treasure trove hunt in 2005. Epic trip. I'm thinking that, like, if you're looking at Mount Rushmore, then Devil's Tower, going that way, it will take me to Yellowstone, won't it? So, like one long road from one to other. Can't remember where Seminole Fort was in regards to that. That's because of the hand and cart Utah people that got caught in the snow. That was another solve. Then the whiskey flats. There's a whiskey solve. Literally a company, all sorts of things. There's that. That's in the poem as well. Just never ending. Never ending. Yeah, it's Crazy Horse. My best Osmond song, that is. Crazy Horses. Love it. That, I suppose it's a synthesizer thing. Wow, wow. Crazy Horses. Wow, that would be something. Native American, ceremonies and that. Forrest did say that he was. Can't remember the word that was used. But obviously, they don't, show everybody. But the Sundance, him and Peggy, I can't remember, guest of honor, whatever. I can't remember how he said it, but they got to watch that. That could be something. So I miss Ben. Ooh, that's bad. No, Greg. Boo, that's bad. Thanks for the visit. Thank you very much, Jeff. I appreciate you visiting. I even appreciate trusted visiting. You know, I don't mind the truth. Truth doesn't hurt me. It is what it is. Which is what I was saying earlier. You know, you say nice things, people say thank you. You say bad things, and they want to shoot you. It's what it is. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody. Hopefully, Capo goes live tonight, which is what I thought today was. Not realizing that it was going to be my Sunday, my Monday, not their Monday. Oh wow, yeah, sunshine, sunshine, not rain. Yeah, just I feel like no, I keep saying it every time, but we have, you know, the sun every now and again, but more often than not, it's just raining. So sunshine, sunshine. Thanks everyone. Again, thank you, Major Forrest Work Fenn. Well, the family. To be fair, Tig almost rained yesterday. Temps dropped 30 degrees. I'm gonna keep being you. Cheers. Thanks for that, Lily. I appreciate that more than anything because I tend to worry that me being me is upsetting people. But thank you. Take care. All the very best. Ciao for now.